Hi, I'm B.Eastman. For many of you, this will be a review, but for others, it may be a new perspective. In either case, I hope you enjoy the material and I thank you for your interest. Selling to IT. In almost every technology sale, IT will be involved in some way. This recipe provides guidance on how to recognize which role IT is playing and how to work with them to a successful outcome. The role of IT is one of the key items we need to explore in the discovery step of the predictable, repeatable sales process. This recipe will briefly cover the role in IT in most organizations, the psychology of IT and why it's important, and the roles that IT can play in a sales process. IT role and responsibilities. IT is responsible for procuring, installing, and maintaining the information technology infrastructure and systems that the business relies on to run their business. A progressive and ambitious CIO will view a key aspect of their job as identifying those technologies that, when adopted, will provide their company a competitive advantage in their markets. So for broad, company-wide, high-impact projects, the CIO is generally the person that will initiate these projects. If we're called in to participate and compete for business in a company initiative, it's important to understand who is sponsoring the initiative as part of the discovery step of PRSP. For most other managers and individual contributors in the IT organization, the primary goal is to mitigate any risks to the information technology infrastructure. As a cost center, the IT group will always be operating under a budget that is funded by the business units in order to provide the business unit with the resources required to create the revenues for the organization. IT psychology. Aside from the innovative CIOs, IT's mental state is risk avoidance. The criteria for all decisions is to take the path of least risk and the lowest cost while still getting the job done. Many IT tasks are fixing the existing systems and services that are provided to the business units so that closing work orders is one of the key metrics of IT success. Big, bold, disruptive moves are not in the nature of IT, so messaging to IT should avoid those terms. In general, IT will be pressured by the business units to adopt newer technologies and methods and will resist those changes. Successfully maintaining the status quo with as few changes and perturbations as possible is the path to a successful career in IT. For CIOs that have climbed the IT ladder, risk avoidance has been their guiding principle. When engaged, IT will want to know as much detail as possible so that they can identify any or all risks that our products and services may pose. In their role as internal competitor, they will want to understand the how of the new systems to see if their existing system can be enhanced or improved with a minimal effort, again reducing change and risk. IT's roles. This may provide the first level of confusion in our sales process. Does the business unit make the decision or does IT make the decision? As a general rule, if the business unit does not care how IT delivers the required systems or does not express a specific preference for the system, then IT will make the decision and provide the solution. If the business unit has a preference and can describe why they need a specific solution, then the business unit will make the decision and IT will provide technical support through the decision process. If we want the business unit to make the decision, then we must educate them on why our system delivers something to them that the other alternatives do not. This must be expressed in the value terms to the business unit, preferably increased revenue or profitability, not the underlying technical terms of IT. IT is the decision maker. There are many purchases that IT will make within the organization, including all computers, phones, networking equipment, company-wide software, etc. For those purchases, IT is the decision maker and will call on other technical buyers and users to participate as part of their decision team. IT is the technical buyer. For most other purchases, IT will provide their expertise as a critical part of the decision process. They will not make the purchase decision, but can and will eliminate alternatives do not meet their specifications or standards. It will be center stage of the deep dive technical meeting where we discuss their current environment and any interfaces, integrations, or data feeds that will be required for our systems to work. As much as possible, we must anticipate the questions that will be asked and have as much understanding of their current systems as possible so that we can address or propose solutions to integrate with their current systems. Pro tip: the initial integration is often the least worrisome for IT. It's the ongoing maintenance and support that will consume the bulk of their time, so be prepared to address this up front. It's critical to think through and be prepared, in writing if possible, the answers to these most commonly asked questions. In many organizations, IT sister organizations, security operations, or SecOps, will also participate as technical buyers working closely with IT. A related and important question to IT will be, how does IT's support responsibility scale with the number of users in the organization? Our end user support organization and systems will be important to IT to size how much of the responsibility we will take. IT is the competitor. Many systems and innovations are first conceived by IT organizations to solve a problem for their business units. Designing these systems provides an expression of their creativity and gives IT the opportunity to demonstrate their value beyond maintenance and repair. Some of the systems we are looking to replace were originally developed by IT. It's important to understand if the people and management that originally developed the existing systems are still responsible for the enhancement and maintenance. If so, they may defend the existing system. If those people are gone, the new IT personnel may be glad to replace the system so they do not have to maintain someone else's creation. Discovering what's what. All of these questions need to be discovered as part of the discovery stage, in meetings and potentially the deep dive technical meetings. Once we pass the discovery stage, it's incredibly difficult to go back and discover these key facts. When we're in discovery, both parties are exploring whether or not to engage, so these questions are reasonable to be asked. The business unit people will readily answer these questions as they wish to have the problem solved and are generally happy to describe their current system and how they're solving the problem. Questions to ask to determine the role of IT. Does the business unit have a preference and the expertise to defend their decision? Does IT wish to control the decision and the selection of the vendor, or are they supporting the business unit? Did IT write or create the current system? Are the people and management that wrote the current system still supporting it? In summary, by employing a predictable, repeatable sales process, we can discover the role that IT is playing in our sales process and adjust accordingly. Good luck and keep me posted on your success. B2B Recipes provides sales skills and sales strategy recipes for the predictable, repeatable sales process. Detailed recipes are at b2brecipes.com.